Okay, here we are. Game number 5, Slav defense. So this game is very interesting, and it is going to teach us like a little bit about the coordination of the chess pieces. A lot of stuff happened here in the center of the board. So also the game is played by a very strong player. This guy Znosko Borovsky was really a strong, good player. So let's see. D5, C4, C6, knight f3, knight f6. So we have this Slav defense, right, that we talked about, and this move pawn takes on c4, right? That's what we did. Now a4 and bishop f5. Now you can play bishop f5 because the queen cannot go to b3, right? There's this pawn on c4, and that's very important. That's why you first have to take on c4 and then play bishop to f5. Now, white plays a knight to e5. The other option for white, of course, is pawn to e3 and then capture on c4. That is the main line, and many players choose to play that way. But let's see this move, knight e5. The white wants to capture pawn on c4 with a knight, right? At the same time, in a theory, remember I explained you like there's an idea of f3 and pushing the pawn to e4, right? Now black plays here knight to a6. You will understand this move after we look at the game. Look, this is a nice development of the knight. He'd rather play knight d6. He could play knight d7 as well. But knight from a6 can go to b4, and it can attack from b4. So it's an interesting move to remember and consider in your own games. Pawn goes to f3. It's clear that white wants to push the pawn to e4. Black plays interesting move, knight e7. So he's offering a trade, right, of the knight. Knight captures on c4, and now what a move. Look at this move, e5, right? Now, why e5? Because black is opening the game, right? Opening the bishop. He's ready for the attack. The queen can go to h4. So, for instance, if you will capture with this pawn on e5, queen goes to h4, and then captures on c4, right? So that's an option here. So all the black pieces are suddenly very active, and very very nice, good game for black. So white plays e4, right? That was the idea, right? After he played f3, he wanted to play e4, but black now captures on d4, right? So he plays first e takes d4 before he moves the bishop. Queen takes, right? And knight b4. So that was the idea of this move, knight a6. You see, suddenly this knight on b4 is becoming a key player because it wants to jump to c2. White is already in a difficult position here because the black pieces are so well developed, and black is taking now initiative. Now, what is initiative? Black is ready to start attacking, right? And the black pieces are gaining a power, right? Knight on b4. This knight will jump to c5, and the momentum for the attack is happening. So white already in some kind of trouble here after knight b4. So bishop goes to d3. Not a natural move, because yes, he's blocking the knight c2, but look at the white pieces. It doesn't look natural at all, right? The king is in the middle of the board, and the black pieces are ready to get into attack. So something wrong with this setup here, right? All those pieces like queen and the bishop doesn't look very good. So knight c5. Suddenly the attack is happening on the queen bishop on d3 is attacked. So white trades the queen, but after rook d8, now all the black pieces are blank. Right, the bishop on e7, a bishop on f8, maybe needs to get into game, but look at those knights here. Wonderful, right? So bishop has to move, right, to b1, and that's the only place. Otherwise, knight e2 is going to happen. Now, bishop goes to e6, attacks the knight. Black is attacking, and white pieces must retreat. Not a good thing for her. Now, suddenly there is also a d3 space that is weak, and those knights are jumping into d3. They're going to prevent white to make a castling. Knight check, and see, now this knight starts making troubles here. The knight on d3. Now black can develop the pieces. Look, black can move the bishop out, right, to b4. It's absolutely fine. That's a very good move, and keep the knight on d3. It is supported with a rook, right? So it's okay. Now pay attention to this knight on d3. It's creating a problems for white, because the white rooks right now on the back rank are blocked, not playing. The bishop is not developed. So when you look at the development of the black pieces, development of white piece, it's clear that black has much stronger, better development, right? So knight move to f4 check, king goes to f1, and bishop to c5. Very nice, excellent. Even without the queen, this attack is very powerful. g3, go back to d3, right? The knight on d3 is making a lot of damage. Now he's threatening to take on c1, and then rook takes the knight on d2. So king e2, castling, okay, bringing another rook into the game. Rook d7. Look, and this is what we can learn from those classical games, right? When we study the great masters, this is exactly what we learn. Right? Look at this beautiful coordination between the white piece, two rooks, the bishops, the knight on d3. Even without a queen, this attack is so powerful that white cannot stop it, cannot handle it at all. Knight goes to c4, now b5. He's threatening to play b5 right now to win the piece. Knight e3, and final combination that wins the piece. Knight takes, and rook d2. It was impossible for white to handle this kind of pressure, and the game ended here with white resigning because he's a piece down, and of course also rook f2 and rook h2. It's like everything is happening at the same time. Now let's go back and see the most important position. So here we are. We're gonna again start from here. You have to take on c4. If you want to play Slav defense, you can play e6 if you want, but that's a different opening. You take on c4, and now a4. This is the Slav defense. Like I said, most of the players are going to play e3, but in this game we saw knight e5. And pay attention now. I'm going to go slowly through the game, and you just pay attention to every move that was played. Knight e6, the first important idea here. That knight jump to b4 created a lot of problems for white. Right now, you are threatening to play knight b4 and knight c2. So that's the first important idea. Then this move, e5. Now, the reason black can play this move is because there's the queen h4 check. Right, queen h4 attacking the king on this diagonal, because f3 clearly opened the king, and then we notice that like after this move, queen h4 and queen c4 can happen. Now e4, and you see again, black is not moving the bishop. First plays this move in between, right? Now it was better to move knight to a3. That was clearly better, because that way this knight on b4 could be controlled. Because what white did it, white actually put his bishop in a very unpleasant position, and after this move knight c5, pay attention how black pieces are now really coming into the game. Look, all the pieces are coming into the game. White has to retreat, check, and this knight start to make troubles for the king. Strong development, and then the final idea, this castling with doubling the rooks. I really like this. I think it's important we remember something like this. Look, doubling the rooks, bringing another rook into the game. Attack is getting power, becoming stronger and stronger, and white cannot handle this, because the white pieces, the coordination of the white piece is so bad that you cannot handle the pressure, right? And yeah. Now, of course, this move is pawn to b5. That's a move that you have to be a strong player to find something like that. And finally, that's the end. Okay. Now, if you want to see this game on your own, you can go to Guess the Move. Try to see if you can remember some of the moves, remember some of the ideas, just for fun, right? Test your memory. And this is the end of our study of Slav defense. I don't want to put too many games, here, because I don't want to overwhelm you with, because you actually can study this forever. There's no end. But if you really want to practice Slav defense, I told you, practice on elite chess. That's probably the best way, because many adults are playing d4, and you will have a chance to play against adults. I think it's good to play against them, because they will show you like the modern theory and the moves, and play with the strong players, because only from the strong players you can learn. You cannot learn from the weaker players, right? So don't be afraid to play adults, right, on elite chess. And then what you can do, if you lose some games, go to tools and go to Opening Explorer, and then learn more about the Slav defense, right? Or if you want to go into analysis board and just play on your own from both sides, try to explore a little bit, different kind of ideas, you can do that as well. After school program, ask the teachers to help you, right? You play Slav defense, you make mistakes, ask the teacher to give you some advice, right? So that's about this opening. It is a great opening to play with a black side, I hope you're gonna enjoy and win a lot of games on the chess tournaments. Good luck with the Slav defense. Okay, kids, bye bye.